Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Christopher, and this is the Darth Vader Star Wars Unleashed figure, and in my opinion, this is the best budget Darth Vader statue that you can buy right now. So you can't get these brand new in stores. You have to go to eBay to find them. So on eBay right now, you can find this one in the package, brand new like this, for under $50, $50 or less. This one I actually picked up at Kastner Auctions, which is a local online auction place here in Edmonton, Alberta. And you can also hit that up too. Sometimes they have some Star Wars Unleashed figures there as well. But yeah, I picked this one up last month for just over 20 bucks Canadian. So yeah, under $50 you can get this thing usually. And this thing, the Star Wars Unleashed figures are really great figures, really great statues, I should say, because that's what they are. They're not figures. They are more like statues, if anything, because they just sit there in one pose. You can kind of sometimes move the arms, but that's about it. Very limited movability with these quote unquote figures, but like I said, statues is what they are really. But yeah, these Star Wars Unleashed statues or figures are just great. They are very underrated for what they were back in the day when they got released back in, I don't know, the early 2000s, 2005 this one was released, and I don't know, they just look great. I think for people on a budget who are trying to collect statues, these are the way to go. And this Darth Vader one it's just incredible as well. But let's take a look at the packaging before we unbox them there. So that's the front of the packaging. This is, I believe, is like the third variant of this card back. So they had a blue card back to begin with when these Unleashed figures first came out. They might even have a cylinder that this figure comes in as well. And then the other card back is a different image of Darth Vader on it. But this one has Darth Vader with his fist up and the lightsaber out as well. And the bubble there that says Star Wars Unleashed. You got Darth Vader printed on the side of the packaging there. And then you can clearly see that this is Darth Vader in the bubble. And then on the back of the packaging, on the back of the card there, you got a little write-up there, which says, Darth Vader, he has awakened to a nightmare. His body is now more machine than man, and his former friends view him as a traitor and a murderer. Even his name is gone. Now he is Darth Vader, and he will make the galaxy pay for all the pain it has caused him. Scourge of all that is good, he begins his fight to elevate the dark side to supreme power. In one hand, he raises his lightsaber against anyone who refuses to submit to the might of the empire he is building. With his other hand, he uses the mastery of the Force to break his enemies. The past is dead, crushed beneath the heels of his boots. He is the Emperor's weapon of destruction, and he will make the worlds bow to the Empire, or grind them into dust. He strides forth into this new existence, black-helmeted, black-cloaked, as a symbol of oppression for the entire galaxy. And then you got a couple images showing how you can pose this Darth Vader right there above or below the write-up. And then there's a couple other statues that you can get. So you got the Asajj Ventress, which I also picked up, and then the Yoda versus Palpatine fight, which looks very cool. And as I mentioned, the thing about these figures, they look very epic when they are opened up and put on display. So let's get this guy opened up, and we'll take a closer look at him. Alright, so there is the Darth Vader statue figure itself, and I just love how the cape is just kind of flowing in all sorts of directions, just like as he's walking down these steps we're going to put him on. But that's the Vader statue figure, and as I mentioned, very limited mobility with these figures. You can pose his arm, so He's meant to have his arm out like that using the Force. But let's get this guy put together and we'll take a closer look. So the base comes in 3 pieces, it looks like. So there's the stairs. 2 sides, so 4 pieces, and then there's another piece right here that connects. And the thing about these figures, they don't have any instructions. So you're kind of on your own, I guess, when you're putting these things together. And there you go. There's how the steps get assembled. So fairly easy assembly for the base there, and most of them are the same. So that just kind of sits on your desk like that. It sits really nicely. But that's the base there. And then for Vader going on, he does have a peg on the bottom of his cape. So that's where he'll clip into the base at the top. So it's almost like he's flying down, kind of jumping down the stairs here. So that's what the Darth Vader Star Wars Unleashed figure looks like, all assembled with the figure on the base, statue on the base, and then the lightsaber in the hilt. You got the hand out using the Force there. As I mentioned, the base, the stairs, goes together relatively easy. It just kind of fits into place, and you just give it a little push, and it stays together. The pin on the bottom of his cape where he attaches to the base itself, that's a little bit more snug, so you do need to use a little bit of force, no pun intended, to get this figure, this statue, onto the base. But once he is on there, this guy doesn't come off, and the base does support him in that position, so you don't have to worry about him falling forward or anything like that. He's not going to fall forward. It's pretty sturdy, but great looking figure. Like, look at that pose. It's very epic. It's very, very menacing looking pose. He's just kind of jumping down the stairs with his lightsaber drawn, using the Force to either force push or maybe force grab something. But epic looking pose. I don't know if you can move the head on this one. No, usually you can't move the heads. There's a little bit of movement in the arm, so you can move it up and down a little bit, but that's about it. So that's why when I say figure, it's very loosely called a figure. I think it's more of a statue, and a very good one at that for like I said, under $50, $50 or less on eBay. This one, as I mentioned, I paid just over $20 for Canadian. So for that price, you're getting a great looking statue, lots of detail. It's just incredible that back in the day, these probably sold for like $20 to $30 retail, and you were able to get these amazing looking statues, figures, whatever you want to call them, in these really epic poses. And like I mentioned, I think this one is by far the best budget Darth Vader statue that you can buy, and really incredible detail on this one, as with the rest of them that I've reviewed on the channel. Definitely go check those out. But like I said, lots of great detail, great pose. He just looks very menacing, and look at that stance, jumping down the stairs. That's awesome. I love it. But let me know what you think of the Darth Vader Star Wars Unleashed figure. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click to watch one of my other reviews. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.